Does your job involve working in a team, speaking to customers, or managing people? Then developing your emotional intelligence is a smart career move. In this video, you'll get to grips with what emotional intelligence, or EQ, is. You'll hear how 4 skills can boost your EQ, and you'll see 3 steps you can take to communicate with emotional savvy. So what exactly is EQ? It's the ability to recognize and influence feelings. There are 2 main factors which impact on your level of emotional intelligence. The first is your ability to shift your attention back and forth between yourself and others. The second is your ability to track and influence emotional states. Combining these abilities results in you developing the 4 key competencies of emotional intelligence: tracking your own emotions and managing those emotions in the moment, accurately tracking others' emotions, and influencing their emotions through skilled communication. Here's an example. Tracy works for an online toy shop, and right now she's talking to an angry customer. The customer ordered a gift for his son on the 23rd of May. It's now the 28th of May, and his order hasn't arrived. He needs it today because tomorrow is his son's birthday. The customer is taking his stress out on Tracy. Luckily, Tracy has mastered the skills of emotional intelligence. She doesn't take the customer's words personally. Instead, she shifts her attention to helping him quickly. She starts by making an accord statement. "I agree, we need to sort this out quickly," she says. This signals that she's taking the customer seriously. It gets him to agree with her rather than fighting with her. Well done, Tracy. Next, Tracy acknowledges the customer's real concern. Then she builds rapport by aligning herself with that concern. This calms the customer instantly. Finally, Tracy moves into solution mode. She starts by letting the customer know that his problem can be solved. Then she investigates what's gone wrong. She calls up the customer's order. It quickly becomes obvious the address details are wrong. The customer made a mistake entering his details into the online order form. Now Tracy is faced with an important choice. She could respond in purely logical mode and point out the mistake, but this would probably inflame the situation. So, she uses her emotional intelligence instead. She helps the customer save face by redirecting the conversation towards solving the problem. This is a great example of how tracking and regulating emotions can deliver bottom-line results. So how can you become more like Tracy and boost your emotional intelligence skills? There are 3 main steps involved. Step 1 is learning to track the signs in yourself and other people that the emotional brain is overriding the logical brain. We call this calibration. Step 2 is learning to regulate the emotional brain. And step 3 is mastering assertive language patterns so you can communicate in an emotionally savvy way. Here are some tips on how you can master these 3 steps. Step 1. Calibration. Calibration involves picking up on shifts in body language and behaviour. Specifically, you're tracking for signs that the emergency response system of the brain, the amygdala, has been activated. The amygdala lies deep inside the brain. It's constantly scanning the sensory data coming in through your eyes and ears. If it detects a potential threat, it primes your body for action. Nerve signals travel through your spinal cord and trigger the release of adrenaline. Your heart speeds up, your breathing accelerates, and your muscles prepare to fight or run. This reaction happens so quickly that the logic centers of the brain are bypassed. You go straight into fight, flight, or spite mode. People with high EQ like Tracy can recognize signs that this is happening. So how do they do this? First, they're aware of the signs that their own state is being ruled by the amygdala. These are signs like feeling intense emotions such as anger or terror, increased muscle tension, sweating, rapid breathing, feeling hot or bothered, and stumbling over your words. To learn more ways to track your own state, visit www.difficultpeoplemadeeasy.com.au. Second, people like Tracy are alert to the signs that other people are being ruled by the amygdala. These are signs like aggressive or submissive body language, sudden shifts in voice tone or volume, rambling or irrational speech patterns, or changes to skin colour, such as flushing or becoming pale. Step 2. Regulation. Emotional regulation involves acting to shift an emotional state. For example, if you're getting angry during a negotiation, you can use emotion regulation techniques to calm yourself down. You can also use rapport building skills to help someone else calm down. Here's how Tracy goes about regulating emotions. To calm herself down, Tracy regulates her breathing. She does this by imagining her chest is a coffee plunger. As she breathes in, she focuses on pushing the filter right down to the bottom of her lungs. She pauses and counts to 3. And then she imagines the filter slowly rising as she breathes out. A second way she calms herself is changing her self-talk. Self-talk is the voice in your head which runs a commentary on everything that happens to you. In high-stress situations, this voice often sends negative or upsetting messages. For example, "I can't stand this." Messages like these increase stress, so they need to be changed. Tracy does this by deleting the unhelpful words and then consciously creating a new, more resourceful message. To influence her customers' states, Tracy uses matching and leading. She starts with physical matching. She listens very closely to the customer's breathing pattern. Then she starts breathing at the same rate and depth. She keeps matching for a couple of minutes and then gradually begins to breathe deeper and more slowly. The customer unconsciously follows her and starts to calm down. But Tracy doesn't leave it there. She follows up by using U-frame messages to build rapport with the customer verbally. U-frames summarize the customer's needs and feelings. They show Tracy has listened at a deep level, which helps the customer settle down. To find out more about U-frame messages, read Difficult People Made Easy. Step 3. Communication. Assertive communication involves talking through problems respectfully and collaboratively. This means sharing your own thoughts and feelings and respecting the other person's thoughts and feelings. Tracy does this by focusing on the issue, not the person. She describes the problem in neutral words. For example, "This statement isn't neutral, but this one is." Next, Tracy asks the customer to describe his perspective on the issue. Then she uses a U-frame message to summarize what he said. Next, she outlines her perspective and provides a solution. She checks for the customer's response. And finally, she closes the conversation on a positive note. So there you have it. 3 practical steps for increasing your EQ today: calibration, regulation, and communication. For more free tips and videos, visit www.difficultpeoplemadeeasy.com.au, and I wish you success in developing emotional mastery.